So if the one who wrote the program forgets what's going on in the code, how can others understand this code? Right? That is the reason
Yes,
we
ma'am.
keep saying you
இது
have to.
ஒவ்வொரு இதுவுமே
Hmm.
எல்லாமே அது என்ன ஒவ்வொரு ஆப்ரேட்டருமே நெட்ல பார்த்து தான் மேம் போட்டேன். பைத்தான் சின்டாக்ஸ் சுத்தமாவே தெரியல.
Right, that's okay. That's okay even if you don't know. The point is to write proper comment. If you write
Okay, ma'am.
comment, then at least you know what you are trying to do. See, Python is only the syntax you are learning. What is the slice statement? Things like that is what Python is,
Okay.
right? But
Okay,
you
ma'am.
should be writing the logic in comment. The very first
Okay,
thing I
ma'am.
noticed on the top of the, you have to write your problem statement first.
Okay, ma'am.
Been saying it for everybody, because if you don't know what is the problem you are solving in your code, then it's hard to look at the code. I don't know what is this, I have to go back and check my homework. So very first step, everybody, you have to write the problem statement at the top. Can you do that now? Put the problem statement first. Copy the problem. Yeah, put it there so that we know what problem we are solving. Okay, put it in the comment. Okay, so that is the problem, and the problem is you have to make sure the username and the password is correct, and then this is the idea, Ati, for the username and password, right? Okay, so first of all, okay, other two, Maheshwaran and Nikesh, do you have any comment? Do you have anything? What do you see? Let's only look at the starting of the code, the first few lines of the code where he's finding out the whether uh, validating the username. So let's look at it until that part. Any comment? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Looking at the code.
மேம் 9:15ல அந்த அலெக்ஸ் அந்த சிம்பிள் வந்து இது பண்றான். சிம்பிள் வந்து பாக்குறாங்க. அதே மாதிரி லைன் 24லயும் I is equal to சிம்பிள் அதுவும் பாக்குறாங்க. அது எதுக்கு மேம் 2 தடவை செக் பண்ண?
அது வந்து சிம்பிளுக்கு முன்னாடி இருக்கிறவரை லென்த் எடுக்கிறேன். அந்த யூசர் நேம்ல உள்ள
username length.
யூசர் நேம் மட்டும்.
You want to get? Okay, so here is an exercise for you.
மேம் நான் இங்க இது பண்ணலாம்னு இருந்தேன் மேம். இங்கே ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இன்வாலிடா இருந்தா இன்வாலிட் பிரிண்ட் பண்ணலாம்னு இருந்தேன்.
Yes.
அது லாஸ்டா சரி ரெண்டுக்குமே சேர்ந்து பாஸ்வேர்டும் யூசர் நேமும் இன்வாலிடா இல்லைன்னு லாஸ்டா போட்டுக்கலாம்னு சேர்த்து இங்க இருந்த எடுத்து லாஸ்டா போட்டேன்.
Right. So here is the thing. We can even look at the code until 20, line number 20. First of all, line number 13, c equal to 0. Can you name a variable c? Can you name any variable? You have to give it a proper name, right?
Yes,
so now if you are the purpose of this count is it even a count?
Yes,
why is it a count? You are counting. Why are we counting?
Special character அப்புறம் அந்த அதெல்லாம் இருக்கு.
So what you are doing is you are checking, not counting. You are checking if the username contains @symbol or not, and if the username contains .com.edu. You are checking. You are trying to see if it is there or if it is not there. Right? So okay. So what is the data type for checking something is there or not there? What data type would you use?
True, false, boolean.
True. So you should be using a boolean for that. Okay.
Okay.
Can you change the code to use a boolean? And what will be the boolean? And moreover, what is your plan? Okay, so that is something to think. Maybe before we even go to the variable names, the first step in the, I'm going back even further. So you read the problem. After reading the problem, you identified what needs to be done. You have to check first. You have to check the username to make sure it has a ampersand or at symbol and then dot whatever. You have to find out that. That's one step. And then if it is there, then you have to. What is your next step? Take the username, separate the username. And then from the username, you do the calculation, whatever it says, followed by 3 numbers, whatever your algorithm is. So these are your steps. The first step, what is your plan? If there is no at symbol, what are you going to do?
Error message.
Error message and
Enter valid in username.
yes, you have to either ask the user until there is a valid username or just terminate the program saying this is it. I'm doing. Yes, but your code keeps on going, right?
Okay. Yes,
so first of all, you have to think, what am I going to do under each condition? If I don't find it, what am I going to do? If I find it, what am I going to do? So you have to think about all these steps before you start writing the code. Okay. So you were first finding out if there is an ampersand in the username. Okay. If it is there, what? If it is not there, what?
If it is there, then we want to check this condition, ma'am. If the ampersand is not there, then we want to break.
I'm sorry.
End the program.
Yeah, terminate the program. So you just have to check one thing. If it is not there, terminate. Else, keep going. Right? Okay. So how would you do that? If not, the ampersand is not. Okay. Okay. Well, all right. Any comment on this code? What he just wrote?
Loop இருந்ததான break கொடுக்க முடியும்.
Yes. So you cannot give a break. Break is only for loop. So
username for loop போட்டு
no. Okay. Hold on. No. We are learning something new now. So you don't have to go. So if you put it in a for loop, then you are asking the user, oh, give me one of them. Give me another. Is that your plan? Are you going to end the code? Tell the user, you have to give, or your code has to, until the user gives a proper username, your code is going to keep on running. What is your plan? What if the user never gives an ampersand at symbol? I'm sorry. What if the user never gives something with the at? The code is going to keep on running, right? You can just terminate the code. So you need to find out, how do I stop my code from running? Python, how do you end your code? Google and find out what the command for that is. How to end the code. Yeah, the three of you can Google and tell me.
Exit, ma'am.
Yes.
Exit.
Yeah, quit the exit, whatever that is. That's what you're going to call. But you have to print, right? You have to print something to tell the user why you are quitting. But on the print statement, the 17, you are saying print enter valid username. Is that the right thing to do? What would you print?
Ampersand symbol.
At symbol. I'm sorry, I kept saying ampersand. It's at symbol. So you have to say, you have to give up, and whatever it you are checking, you have to say enter a valid username with at symbol or something, whatever is missing, right? You have to say that. Otherwise, the user will not know why is it invalid. What is wrong with what I'm giving, right? So you have to edit that, and you are doing it. Okay, let's edit that and look at line numbers 15 to 17. Correct it, please. Based on what we discussed, correct it.
அந்த டபுள் கோட்ஸ்ல எப்படித்தான் வருமா மேம்?
We can use string formatting.
Syntax.
First F போட்டுக்கணும் அந்த இதுல print.
So good
Enter
question.
line.
Okay, you're gonna quit. So it's a good question. How do you, when you print something, in the print, whatever you are printing, if you want to have quotes within the print, how do you do it? Google, or if you know Nikesh knows, do it. But otherwise, yeah, that's a good question. That's a good thing to learn. Okay, you guys figure out and tell me how to do that.
ஓகே, ஃபார்மேட்டிங் ஸ்ட்ரிங்ஸ்ல நம்ம பண்ணிடலாம். அந்த ஏ கொடுத்துருக்கீங்கல்ல, அதுக்கு முன்னாடி அந்த கர்லி பிரேசஸ் மட்டும் வந்து கொடுத்துருங்க. அட் சிம்பிள்ல அட் சிம்பிள் வந்து கர்லி பிரேக்கெட்ஸ்குள்ள கொடுத்துருங்க. அட் சிம்பிள் வந்து நீங்க ஒரு வேரியபிள் கூட கிரியேட் பண்ணிக்கோங்க.
இதுவாகவே இருக்கட்டுமே, இதுவே ஓகே தான் இருக்கும்.
இல்ல, இது நீங்க கொடுக்கும்போது வேரியபிள் வந்து வேரியபிள் இருந்தாதான் அங்க வந்து ஃபார்மேட்டிங் ஸ்ட்ரிங்ஸ் உள்ளது.
வேரியபிள் நேம்
சும்மா ஏதாச்சும் அக்டன் ஏதாவது கொடுங்க. ஓகே, equal to
80. Just put 80 if you want. I don't think you can have symbols, special characters.
ஓகே. இப்ப சிம்பிள்ஸ் இஃப் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் பண்ணணும்.
Okay, this line number 16 to 19, correct? Let's finish 15 to 16 to 19 before we move on, Rohit. Okay. Okay, so is line number 16 to 19 correct?
Variable name C.
Okay, the question is, do you even need a variable name?
Boolean.
Do you even need a Boolean? Do you need something? You're checking.
If it is entered username is valid, then how do we know?
How do you know what?
Username is valid or not?
If the username
is not valid, then okay.
So again, check line number 16. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. Else.
No, what are the different ways of doing this? If you do it this way, then you're going to have if there's too many ifs are going to be there, right? We don't want to do that, right? Well, instead of doing this, no, why not do if it is if the symbol is not an username?
Okay.
You're done. It's easy to read. So how do you do the, yeah? How do you say not in username?
Not in.
Yeah, maybe there is. Find out. Yes. Okay, looks like there is. If it is not there, you're quitting. Okay. Then we'll worry about the next statement after 19. We can worry about it after that. Because I still have a feeling line number 17 is not going to work. But we can run it now and check if it works. You can run it with without giving a ampersand or at symbol and then see if it works. Enter record quantity.
Program. Error program.
Did you save this? Okay. 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 Enter. Okay. Enter. Okay. So it says enter valid username with at symbol. So is that what you wanted? The print statement, enter valid username with at symbol. Is that right?
No, ma'am.
Huh?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
No. So what is missing? So you wanted the at within quotes, right? That's what you tried to do. Yeah. That's the reason why you guys did the within curly braces, declared a variable and all that. But that didn't, it still has a at symbol in it. There is no quotes for the at symbol, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So that didn't work. So you have to fix that. So how do you do that? How do you? So Nikesh.
Yes, ma'am.
So what? Do you see the problem?
Yes.
Go Google, because the curly braces is meant for a variable or a value, to print the value of a variable, not for the quote. To include the quote in a string. So what you are trying to do is, how do I include quotes in a string? That is what you are trying to do. You can do it with the variable or directly in the print statement. Go Google and see how to include quotes, single quotes, or even double quotes in a string variable in Python. That's what you're going to Google. So do you know Maheshwaran? Do you know how to do it?
No, ma'am.
Okay, find out. But all of you,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Google and find. Okay. So now you got it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you are using double quotes. Instead of a single quote, you put double quotes and it takes it. So now the thing is, do you really need the symbol at? Do you need that variable name, or can you put the at symbol directly? Do you want to try that?
Variable name.
You don't need a variable name. You can just put the at symbol
No need,
itself.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So you can leave it there if you want. And okay. So if you remove. No, that is going to be a problem. Why is it a problem? Yes. Within curly braces, you only have to give a symbol. You have to give a variable name. So what if I want to print the curly brace?
டபுள் கோட்ஸ்
என்ன?
டபுள் கோட்ஸ்குள்ள போட்டோம்.
Okay, can you print the same thing? The same thing, enter valid username with at போட்டிருக்கீங்க இல்லையா? So instead of just at within quotes, I want the at within curly braces. How do you print that? So it's an error. Yeah. Outputல I want in the output, maybe I can type it. I want my output to look like this, you know. Enter valid name with. So I just put it in the chat. I want my output to look like this. My print statement to look like this. How do you do that? Because the moment you put curly, it's very easy. I mean, the answer is simple. You don't have to worry so much. The answer is a simple answer. Just remember, you guys figure it out. You guys figure it out. It's a very easy answer. So you are putting, okay. Okay, வந்துச்சா?
இதுவே தேவையில்லை.
Okay. All right. So what did you change? So what did you learn from doing this exercise? What did you learn?
ஒரு ஸ்ட்ரிங்குக்குள்ள எப்படி அந்த டபுள் கோட்ஸ் யூஸ் பண்ணி பிரிண்ட் பண்ணலாம்னு.
So first of all, so you tried the formatting. So you used the F statement, right? You put a F in the front to say this is formatting. So if you're going to format, the purpose of format, one of the purposes, if you have a value for a string in a variable name and you want to print the value of the variable, then you use the format string, and you can do, you know, within curly braces, you are telling the compiler or the Python interpreter that whatever is within the curly braces is a variable name. So that is the reason you were putting a curly brace, telling the computer that what I'm printing within the curly brace is a variable name and not the exact value. So Python interpreter has to put the value of it. Okay, and that is applicable only if it is a formatting statement. If you don't put a format F before in the print, then it's going to take it as it is. Put curly braces, it's going to put the curly braces. If you put a name, it's going to put the name. It's not going to translate the name into a value. So do you know the meaning of string literals? Anybody know what string literals mean? So it's the actual string itself. It's not a variable name with a value. Okay. So these are all technical terms that you should know as good programmers. When you are discussing, you know, explaining your problem to somebody, you should be using words like, you know, the proper computer science words. Okay. So what you learned now is how to print a value of a variable in a string, how to print quotes in your print statement. Those are the two things you learned with the print statement. It's a basic print statement or a thing that you are learning now. Any questions? Okay, so your first step is over. You're first checking to see if that symbol is in the username or not. If it is not there, you are quitting, you are done. Okay, next you are checking. Okay, so do this something similar. So next also the same thing, right? You're going to check that it has to have. Okay, write the code. I'll wait and you guys write the code. How do you do this code? Write it, test it, and tell me. Okay. Okay. Now can you hold on? Run. Can you run it one more time? And give.com. Let's see. We have. You have to check for both all the conditions, right? Well, K and
Okay.
which that's right. Run it again. Run it again. Very good. Okay. Okay. What happened? That's valid, right? I do have a .com. What happened?
அக்கம் கரெக்டா கொடுத்த அப்படிதான் மேம் வந்தது.
கரெக்டா கொடுத்தாலும் you got the error, right?
Error message, yes ma'am.
Yes, which is wrong. Right. Why do you think? What happened? Yeah, the other guys too. Other Nikesh and Maheshwaran. What do you guys think? What's the error?
எல்ஸ்ல இந்த கோட் இருக்காங்க மேம். என்டையர் கோட்.
No. Don't jump to no. Think about it. So if you're going to see something like this, you have a if statement, you think that if statement, the condition is there, and then you are printing, then what? You thought the if statement will not be true, right? If statement true, only if the if statement, the whole expression is true, you're going to print. But unfortunately,
Ma'am, we can change R to and, ma'am.
Exactly. So you have to look at the condition. No, before you change it to and. No, before you change. Rohit, explain me why your R is wrong. Why did it fail?
இந்த மாத்திரப்பே கன்ஃபியூஸா இருந்தது.
What is the difference when you have multiple R's? So what do you have to check?
இல்லனா அது இருக்கணும்.
Huh? This is a tricky one. Let's make sure we understand this before we just randomly R and don't change R all the ands. Why? Why is it the and why is it not R?
மேம் இப்ப ஆர் போட்டோம்னா ஏதாச்சும் ஒரு கண்டிஷன் ட்ரூவா இருந்துச்சுன்னா அது எக்ஸிக்யூட் ஆகும் மேம். அண்டு போட்டோம்னா எல்லா கண்டிஷனுமே ட்ரூவா இருந்தாதான் அது வந்து உள்ள எக்ஸிக்யூட்.
Correct. So in this case, .com was true, right? In his case, he's checking if .com not in username, which is false.
Yes.
Right? .com was in the username, so that is false. And then you are saying or. Okay.
Yes, edu not in username. Then it the condition is true. Then it will execute the print statement.
Exactly. So what you want to check is each and everything has to be. That's why. Okay. So that is what you should do first. You cannot just go put an else here. Anytime you're seeing something that you think is wrong within your if statement, the first thing you go do is check your condition. Especially when you are using multiple R's or and. If you have too many R's and you have to sit down, pay attention, and think what happens. That by itself is a huge exercise. So, okay, go ahead. Now you change it.
நீங்க எவ்வளவு நேரம் பேசினா பிரேக் ஆயிடுச்சு மேம், ஒண்ணுமே கேட்கல.
No, okay. So I'm saying I was saying you should check your the cake there. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you have to check your if condition before you put a else or anything. Once you find something is wrong, check your if condition. Do not start writing new code.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So change your code now. And also, anytime you are using multiple R's or ands or whatever, put your condition within
Ma'am,
bracket.
பேசுற கேட்கல மேம்.
Is it a problem only for Rohit or the other two also? You can't hear me.
We can
No,
hear you.
I can hear, ma'am.
You can hear. So Nikesh, sorry, Rohit,
Yes, ma'am.
it seems like a problem from your side. இவ்வளவு நேரம் ஒழுங்கா இருந்ததா?
எஸ் மேம். இங்க வந்தா கேக்குது. இப்போ வேற டேப் போன பிறகு நீங்க பேசுறது சுத்தமாவே பிரேக் ஆகுது. ஒண்ணுமே கேட்கல.
Oh, வேற tab போகும். Oh, I see, I see. When you are in the meeting, it works? Huh. Okay, I'm gonna turn off my video just so that you don't have too much bandwidth problem there. Okay, let's try again. And how about somebody else tell them what I was gonna say, which is put each condition within brackets. In the if statement, if you have multiple R's and ands, வேற எதுனா பேசுங்க, see if he can understand, he can hear.
Bro, கேக்குதா bro? He cannot hear me.
So Rohit, you may want to leave and come back.
ஓகே மேம்.
Join again. Internet is a big problem. So you all have a phone learned internet, or you have it? You have a router at home. What do you guys have? Internet for internet, Nikesh and Maheshwaran.
Phone.
Phone. Huh.
Me also found them.
So no, you don't have routers at home? You don't?
No, ma'am.
Okay, just curious. Why not? Anyways, we can talk later. Okay, pick the Rohit. Rohit.
எஸ் மேம்.
Okay, can you hear now?
எஸ் மேம்.
Okay, so on line number 19, you have to make all your conditions within brackets. Okay,
ஓகே மேம்.
change it.
மேம் அந்த கிளாஸ்ல வீடியோல அந்த வேரியபிள் நேம் மாத்திர சொல்லி தந்தீங்களா மேம்? அது இதுல எது மேம்? வீடியோ பார்த்தே பிளர்ரா இருந்தது யூடியூப்ல.
Rename symbol. Variable name மாத்திரதுன்னா you have to do a rename symbol. But what are you changing now? You cannot change R க்கு வந்து you're not, that's not a variable name though.
இல்ல வேரியபிள் நேம் மாத்திர எப்படின்னு கேட்டேன்.
அதான் மாத்திரதுன்னா yeah, sure, that's the symbol. So okay, change it to and now. So when you don't know how to do that, but at least you know there is a way to do that, right? You know that Visual Code has a feature where you can change the variable name throughout. What you need to do is Google and see how do I change variable names in Visual Code. Okay, so the key thing is to know there is such a feature. If we know there is something that it supports, then we can go to Google and find out what is the command. Okay, all right. Are you done? Line number 19 done, or we need to do more? And yeah. Okay. Okay. We're good. All right. So now we can run. Yeah, you change something. So you want to run it and make sure it works. I'm also looking at
Last.
I think that because it went to you gave the right one, so you went to the next one. So it's
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
Yeah. So one other thing I'm noticing when you ran the program, your program is saved in which folder?
மேம் அந்த ஆமா மேம் அதுவும் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா HTML இதுக்குள்ளேயே சேவ் ஆயிடுச்சு மேம்.
Yes. You have to make sure you have a separate Sayur folder and put all your work in the Sayur folder. You have to move it, so yeah.
ஓகே மேம்.
I think Visual Studio, it has workspace concept. Do you know what a workspace is? Do you guys know workspace? What that means? Anybody used any workspaces? So workspace, you can create multiple workspaces or projects. Is it all related files in one place? So read about it. Go to Visual Studio and read about it, and find out. I want to create one workspace for all the Sayur related work, and then office work, HTML, whatever that goes somewhere else, not in the same place, so that you don't.
Okay.
Yeah, organizing skills. You need to know that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now, so where are we in your code? How much are we done with the code? Another.
இந்த எரர் வந்தது மேம்.
What? I thought it's a different code. What are we looking at? Oh, yeah. In the error vandhathu. Okay, we are still looking at the code.
Yes.
Remember? We are still going through the code. Let's go up in the code. Okay, so we are still in line number 21. We just learned how to check and quit. Okay, what's
Yes,
the
ma'am.
next? What's the next step? So
We
Maheshwar,
want to-
do you understand the problem? What are we trying to solve here?
Yes, ma'am. I understand, ma'am.
Okay, so what's the next step? What should we do next? Go up and let's read the problem, Rohit.
Ma'am, we need to validate the password, ma'am.
Okay, so next username should contain. So we did line number 3, right? That condition is satisfied. So line number 4 says, what is the password? First, third, and last
Yes,
3
ma'am.
letters of the username, right? Followed
Yes,
by the
ma'am.
first 3 letters of the company name. Okay, so hold on. So if you look at this thing, what do you understand from that line? Password is the first, third, and last 3 letters of the username. Which means, are there any other conditions for the username? First is we made sure that the at symbol should be there, and .arga, whatever should be there. Okay. Then it says password is first, third, and last 3 letters of the username. Any other conditions, or what do you think?
மேம் இன்னும் பாஸ்வேர்ட் ஹைட்ரேட் பண்ணி யூசர் நேமும் அந்த அந்த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இண்டெக்ஸும் யூசர் நேமோட ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இண்டெக்ஸும் மேட்ச் ஆகுதான் செக் பண்ணிருக்கலாம் மேம். அந்த மாதிரியும் பண்ணுவோம்.
Okay, so it says you need to have first 3 letters of the
Last 3.
username.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
It also says followed by first 3 letters of the name of the company mentioned in the username, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So rohit@gmail.com. So what is the company name?
Ma'am, username length கொஞ்சம் அதிகமா இருக்கும்.
You have to make sure the length is all correct, right? Because we're saying if I take the first 3 letters of the name of the company, and my company is called AA.com, right? American Airlines. So my address is chitra@aa.com. Is this going to work? It's not going to work. So you have to check. You have to have at least 3 letters in your company name. So what I'm
Yes,
saying
ma'am.
is that is the reason you have to read the question over and over, find out what are the things that you need to think about. Especially when there is numbers involved, it has to be greater than this, has to be this many letters. When there are things like that in your question, you have to make sure you have to check for all that. You cannot assume that they are going to have there will be 3 letters in the company name. You cannot assume that. So only when you understand the question, you can do all the proper check before you go, do the rest of your code.
Yes, ma'am.
So same thing with the username. It says the username should contain, or the password is the first, third, and last 3 letters of the username. Now, what is the username? Is it something with the @ symbol? When you say rohit@gmail.com, the whole thing is the username, or just Rohit is the username? Which one?
Rohit, ma'am.
Okay, if Rohit is the username, and then I'm saying this one is saying first, third, and last 3 letters. So you have to have so many letters in it.
Yes.
So you have to. So those are all the checks that you have to make. Okay, now with that understanding, tell me how you will write the code. What will be the next step after 21? What are you going to test? Check.
And we want to take the username length.
Okay.
If it is greater than 6 or 7 letters, then we want to continue the existing.
Okay. All right. Let's do that. Okay. Sounds good. How do you do that?
Ma'am, you already username count எடுத்தாச்சு, ma'am.
So, okay, I have a question on that, right? So how are you doing the username count? So you are checking. So can you get the count of alphabets? So the number of alphabets before @ symbol, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's what you are doing. Okay. And you are doing a for loop. Now, is there a better way to do it?
Split அந்த மாதிரி ஆப்ஷன்ஸ் இருக்கு, ma'am.
Yes. Yes. Use that, because the whole another reason for this one, did I say to use string or not to use string? You are using string functions anyway. Slice line use பண்றீங்க. So you should be using a string
அது
function.
ஃபர்ஸ்ட் for loopல தான் மேம் போட்டுருந்தேன்.
சரி.
அப்புறம் தான் சரி பைத்தான்ல இதெல்லாம் இருக்குன்னு யோசிச்சு.
Yes. The reason for this exercise is also to go learn.
காலேஜ்ல எல்லாம் இன்பில்ட் ஃபங்க்ஷன்ஸ் யூஸ் பண்ணாமே ப்ரோக்ராம் போட்டு சொல்றாங்க. அதனால அதை யூஸ் பண்ணவே இல்ல. என்ன இருக்குன்னே தெரியல.
So even I suggested initially, that's why I asked. Initially, we suggest not to use the built-in functions, just so that you understand the logic. But once you know how to do logic, we encourage you to use the string functions, because there are built-in functions. The things can be done really fast, right? And you will not make mistakes. So in this case, if you're using string functions, use it for everything. So how do you replace line number 25 to 29 with the string function? Find out Google. You guys can Google and tell them which string function to use. Google. Did anyone find?
மேம் இப்ப 19th லைன்லயே எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் ஒரு டவுட்டா இருக்கு மேம். சோ இப்ப .com வந்து கடைசியா வந்தாதான் நமக்கு வேலிட்னு சொல்லிட்டு பிரிண்ட் பண்ணணும்னு சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. சோ இப்ப நாட் இன்னு கொடுத்தா அது வந்து எங்க .com இருந்தாலுமே வேலிட் தான்.
Very good point. Yes, that's a good point. Yes, good question. All right. How do you guys solve it? I didn't think about it. How do you solve this? So
நான் என்ன பண்ணேன்னா ends within அந்த ஃபங்க்ஷன் இருக்கு மேம், பில்டிங் ஃபங்க்ஷன் அது யூஸ் பண்ணேன்.
Yes. Good Nikish. Explain it to Rohit.
ஸோ இப்போ பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அந்த .com அந்த .edu .tech .org அது எங்க இருந்தாலுமே நமக்கு வந்து வேலிட்னு
புரியுது.
சொல்லிட்டு
ends withனா எப்படி syntax ends withனா இப்போ லாஸ்ட்ல இருந்தாதான் லாஸ்ட்ல எத்தனை லெட்டர் அதெல்லாம் கவுண்ட் எடுக்காது.
ஆமா, இப்ப ends with கொடுத்தோம்னா அந்த ஸ்ட்ரிங்கோட மேட்ச் பண்ணி பார்ப்போம். அது வந்து கரெக்டா ends with இருந்துச்சுன்னா நமக்கு வந்து வேலிட்னு சொல்லிட்டு பிரிண்ட் ஆகும்.
ஓகே.
So maybe tell him what to type and then he can type and see. Or if you want, Rohit, go read about ends with. Google, yes, yeah, Google, and then you can type it yourself.
ஆர்னு மாற்றணும்.
அதான் திங்க் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன்.
ஆறு தான் வரும்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
Why is it R? Why do you think it's R?
பிகாஸ் இப்போ ஆர்னு போட்டாதான் இப்போ .com எண்டாச்சுன்னா அப்படியே வேலிட்னு சொல்லிட்டு இதாகும் மேம். ஸோ இங்க வந்து அவங்க பிரிண்ட் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்ல வந்து மாத்தி கொடுக்கணும்னு நினைக்கிறேன் மேம். அதனாலதான் இந்த மாதிரி வந்திருக்கு.
இல்ல. You have to think. எதனா ஒண்ணு இருந்ததுன்னா, okay, if you have either .com or .edu or something, then you want to continue with the program, right? But in his case, if it is not there, he wants to end the program. If none of it, all you changed is in his code earlier, the code had .com in username. That was he's doing. And the problem with that was .com வந்து எங்க வேணா இருக்கலாம்னு சொல்லிட்டு. So now you are changing that to ends with. That's it. Your and everything remains the same. You just changed how to check for .com in a different way. You're not changing the complete logic of the if statement. Remember? You want to make sure, right? In this case, not போடணும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். If it is not, right? If it is not is your thing. Username does not end with. So you have to put a not ends with. How do you do that? Yeah, think about it. Ends with returns what? True or false, right? Ends with is a command that returns a boolean. If it returns true, it means it is .com is there. And what you want to do is .com is not there. So where do you put the not? How do you put, my username does not end with .com? Where do you put that, Maheshwaran? See, the expression, you know what an expression is? The expression is your complete, the condition or whatever it is. In this case, username dot ends with .com is the expression, the whole thing. The username dot ends with .com returns true or false. And you want to do the not of the true or false. If it is there, it is true. But you want it to be false because you are checking for illanatha, you're going to come inside. So you're going to do a not of the whole thing, username dot ends with .com.
Yes.
Try to put a not before the username. Right.
வெறும் நாட் மட்டும் போட்டு பிராக்கெட் குள்ள இது பண்ணுமாங்க?
Yes, I think so. எனக்கும் தெரியாது. Try it out. Not not of okay, looks like it is correct. Okay, so you can try this out. So it should work. Okay, that worked, right? It went past. It didn't give the error message. Give something where you will get the error message.
லாஸ்ட்ல அந்த எரர் தான் மேம்.
Yeah, that's good. Which means at least in this part of the line number, whatever line number we changed, that works. So which is good, right? Hold on, we're not going there. We are only checking for until the go up and you can put it back. You can put it back. No, it's okay. It's okay. We know what we are doing, right? You can do Control Z on it. Leave it. When we see the error, we know that. See, Rohit, at this point, we are only checking until line number 21. Is our logic until line number 21 works or not?
Yes.
It seems like if you give a .com, it's not quitting. It's proceeding with the rest of the code. I need to have my video on, right? So we are good. So that the change that you made, it worked for one condition. You also need to test it to make sure if you don't give a .com or .edu, is it still working? Run that condition also. And you only checked for .com one thing. You have to check for .org and to make sure that also works. Okay, so yeah, now we enter the username. Okay, it worked. Right?
Yes,
Okay, so we good? I mean, you should be checking more. You should check to make sure .r kurtala, is it going and down and all that. You have to check too. But okay, so we are good up to line number 16 through 21. We are good. So now, so Nikij, any other question? Anything else you think should be changing?
No, ma'am. 21 வரைக்கும்
We are good. Okay. All right. Now we look at the rest of the code. So we said don't use for loop. Use a string function to find out the position of or get the username to get the username, right? All the letters before the at symbol, you have to get it. Okay, how do you do it? You're going to replace the first statement. How do you do it?
So split function யூஸ் பண்ணலாம்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
You guys try it out and tell me what works.
ஸ்ப்ளிட்ல யூஸ் பண்ணானா இப்போ அது ரெண்டா ஸ்ப்ளிட் பண்ணி ஒரு லிஸ்டா எடுத்துறோம். லிஸ்டா இண்டெக்ஸ் 0 இருக்கிற மட்டும் வச்சு எடுத்துக்கலாம்.
That's one way to do it. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that the only way, or are there any other ways? I don't know the answer, but I'm just asking. You can find out if split is the thing. Sure, go ahead, do it. You can do it. But check for more. See if there is anything else. Check to see if find the position of ampersand and things like that. You can, if you want to do it. Or you can continue with the split. It's up to you guys.
மேம் இப்போ இந்த சிம்பிளோட பொசிஷன் ஃபைண்ட் பண்ணிட்டு -1 போட்டோம்னா
yes
அதோட லெந்த் கிடைச்சிரும்.
Correct. That's what I was thinking. See if you can do that.
Syntax.
Okay, good. So another technique you can use is instead of getting input every time because you are testing, you can have a variable name, username. Instead of entering it, just hard code it so that you can run the code, test it when everything is done, and then you can go make it into a thing. So did it work? 3.6. Okay. Yes. Yeah, that's good. So what you do, because we are testing it as we type, don't do the enter every time. Just put something at the top and the first line. Yes. Comment out the input part, hard code something. Comment out. You have to comment out the input part only. Comment out where the input starts. Yeah. and then assign some, some value. Okay. So this way you don't have to type every time, you can just quickly run it, but make sure to remove it when you are done with the program so that it will be a
Okay.
user input. Okay, so we got the length, all right. So you can remove your line number, 26 to whatever, and then what? What are you gonna do next? Okay.
3 letters of company.
Hmm.
First letter of user.
Okay, so are you using this slice function? Slice what?
Ma'am, we need to check the length of the username greater than 6.
So length of the username should be what? Minimum
6.
6 irukkanuma. So that is another condition you were checking, right?
ma'am.
So like we talked about, username has to be certain length, company name has to be certain length. You have to check for all that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So yeah, go ahead and find out. You found the username of the length of the username, and you have to check, and then find the length of the.
Yes.
Okay. Then the next is find the length of the company name using similar functions. So basically, all these are now it's more of using your string functions. How to do the string functions, right? I mean, you guys get the hang of it now, right? What needs to be
Yes,
done.
ma'am.
So let's see. So if you scroll down a little bit, I don't know, how can you do a slice on what? I see slice and then two numerals. Slice what?
மேம் கம்பெனியோட ஃபர்ஸ்ட் 3 லெட்டருக்கும் 3 லெட்டர் எடுக்கிறதுக்காக ஸ்லைஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கேன் மேம். இப்போ வந்து கவுண்ட்.
Right. What I'm saying is, what slicing on what?
Username.
Username. I don't see the username anywhere in that slice. For example, when you use the ends with the function, you use
Yes.
username dot ends
Username dot ends with
something. So when you say slice, apply the slice on what?
மேம் ஆனா இதுவே ஒர்க் ஆகுது மேம்.
In work, what is it going to work on? I don't know. What is the slice? What is the? I mean, anything you think about it, right? Slice takes 2
Yes,
inputs.
ma'am.
Count, both are numbers,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Count plus 1. Let's say count is 1, so it's going to do from 2 to 5. 2 to 5 characters on what? Is it going to do it on the username? Is it going to do it on the password? Where is it going to do? So
ஆனா
maybe
அது
that
எப்படி மேம் ஒர்க்
obviously didn't work. It did
ஒர்க்
something.
ஆச்சு மேம்.
Okay, let's do that then. Okay, let's remove your user.name and print your first 3 letters of the company. You can print or don't print. Have you guys looked at the debugging? Remember putting right there, and this is a count. There is a squiggly line.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the squiggly line? Because of the not defined. Okay, it's okay. Okay, go ahead. Okay, go ahead. So okay. I want you to put a breakpoint, right, at 32. No printing. You're going to show me how to debug this code, and then show me the information. So yeah, it's okay. Leave all that. We're trying to see how is the slice. When you say slice is working, I want to know what working means. So put a breakpoint in 29, 31 somewhere. No printing. Come on, Rohit, listen. You are not printing. I want you to put a breakpoint. Remember, we talked about breakpoints last class. You need to learn how to debug. Put a breakpoint, and I want to see the value of these variables. once it is executed. I don't want to be writing print statement all the time.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Put a breakpoint. Okay. Go run it in debug mode. How do you run it in debug mode? Run it in debug mode. Yes. Okay. Okay. No, it should be running. Yeah. It stopped.
Yes, ma'am. Run agala.
Okay, run agala. So put it in the
Run ஆயிடுச்சு.
run. Okay, so you are there. Okay, so you are at line number 31 and you are using slice statement. So we want to know before you run it, what is the value of, what are the different values you have? You want to know the first 3 letters of company and
Yes,
the
ma'am.
variable, what are you, okay. So you were thinking first 3 letters of company is a variable name and that will have a value of GMA, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's your
Yes,
hope.
ma'am.
Okay, let's just one step at a time. How do you go to the next step? How do you execute this line? You don't have to put the breakpoint. Anga mela, go up, close your the other thing. Click somewhere outside. Click somewhere outside of that box. Yeah. Click somewhere.
Close agala, ma'am.
Close agla. Click on select the debug configuration Python file. Okay, click on the Python file. Okay. Acha. Oh,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. So now you see a new thing at the top. Right. Yeah, click on that. Click on that down arrow one. Yes. Okay. Now what is the value of the thing? See? Okay, what is it saying? Slice in the போட்டிருக்கு. So open it. Come on, none. What is none?
மேம் ஆனா ஸ்கிரீன்ஷாட்லாம் எடுத்தேன் மேம் லாஸ்டா ஃபைல் அப்லோட் பண்ணும்போது.
Okay, I'm telling you, just think about it. Just
Yes,
think
ma'am.
about
So correct, ma'am.
slice. Where is the slice going to work on? You have to work on somewhere.
Slice.
Yeah?
String dot slice.
Exactly. The slice needs to work on something.
Yes, ma'am.
The reason I think slice worked because slice probably has a different, because this slice takes a third one also, something else. It's a different function. You just got confused. So anytime you are
Okay.
using a string function, you are starting with the string.
Okay, ma'am.
On this string, I want to apply this function. Just like how you did the ends with it on username dot ends with. So in the case, you have to say, what are you going to slice it on? All these things come with practice. Okay, so that is the reason we are giving homework after homework after homework. We spent 2 hours on this prod and we are not even halfway through, right? Why? We are not learning how to solve this problem. We are learning how to solve any problem.
Yes, ma'am.
So that is the key. That is what you need to understand while doing these programs. Oh, it's such a simple thing. I can do it in a, whatever, fast. No, that's not the point. The point is to understand what do I need to solve? How do I do it efficiently? Because, I don't want to use for loop. Let me go use string functions. You are learning a lot of other things. How do we use debugging? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
good. Okay, so now with that, with the slice changed. Okay, so now see if it is correct and you can stop and rerun it. And another thing I want to tell you is I see the variable names. It's very verbose. You know what that means? Verbose means a lot of words in it. So it is easy to read first 3 letters too much. It's way too long, right? It's a way too long of a name. You can shorten the names. You can keep short names. Company ki badala, you can say COM or something. Letters can badala, LTR. So try to call it no underscore for everything. Instead, use capital letter. Like,
Okay.
That's something called
Camel case.
camel case, right? Try to use camel case. I think we should have a class on just that. Use camel case. And Nikish and Magesh, do you know what camel case means?
No, ma'am.
No. Rohit, can you explain them what camel case means?
Yes, ma'am. இப்போ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் லெட்டர் வந்து ஸ்மால்ல இருக்கணும். அடுத்து நெக்ஸ்ட் ஏதாவது வேர்டு இருந்துச்சுன்னா அதோட ஃபர்ஸ்ட் லெட்டர் மட்டும் கேப்சல் இருக்கணும். அந்த மாதிரி இப்போ லெட்டர்ஸ்னு கொடுத்தோம்னா
Yeah. So you do it, yeah, that's correct. So you do it in such a way that everything is a word. The starting first letter is always small case, the first letter of the variable name. But after that, every word starts with a capital letter. So you don't need to give an underscore, none of that. The word starts with a capital letter, so you know that is the next word, right? And you don't have to give all, 3. You can put a 3 if you want. So try to make your variable names short, but at the same time meaningful, right? You can follow certain things in a company. All the company, I'm going to say CMP or something like that you can do, but you don't have to write the whole thing. Got it?
Okay.
So that way the program will look a little bit more cleaner. It's easier on the eyes. Okay, go ahead.
Yes.
Okay, so what else need to be done? Go ahead and okay. So now, can you guys? We learned quite a bit here. Can you guys finish this code? The 3 of you work together and finish it. Can you do that? 3 of you sit down and finish this thing code to make sure it works. It's a lot of other conditions that you have to look. Discuss among yourselves and do it. I'll be here, but I'm not going to talk. Okay, and I'll check the code after.
Okay.
So we have another 30 minutes, unless you guys need to leave. It's up to you. If I just finish it, finish this as much as you can, and then you guys can leave. Okay, go ahead. Ping me if you need anything. Before I go, so the Friday class, I can stop recording.